Some books entertain, others challenge, and then there are books like Childhood's End, the ones that quietly rearrange your brain while you're not looking. Arthur C. Clarke's tale of alien peace, human evolution, and the quiet end of civilization is as beautiful as it is brutal. Stick around, because the ending, it's one of the most quietly devastating conclusions in all of science fiction, and I'll explain why. Let's start with the premise. In the near future, massive alien ships suddenly appear above every major city. No laser beams, no demands, just observation. These beings call themselves the Overlords. They're not aggressive. In fact, they intervene to stop wars, end poverty, and create a global utopia. But here's the thing, they won't show themselves. For decades, they rule through an intermediary, Corellan, a kind of alien ambassador who never reveals his face. And while life on Earth improves, that secrecy breeds unease. Why are they really here? What's their endgame? The novel doesn't rush. Clarke isn't interested in plot twists. He's slowly, methodically pulling the rug out from under what it means to be human. The moment the Overlord's true purpose is revealed, the story changes direction entirely, from political sci-fi to something far more cosmic. Clarke doesn't waste time with space battles or cinematic drama. What he gives us is far more disturbing, a humanity that's outgrown its purpose. The book spans decades, even centuries, with a perspective that feels almost godlike in its detachment. There's something deeply unsettling in how Earth becomes perfect. No more hunger, no more war, but also no more ambition. Science stagnates, art withers, children begin to change, and not in ways their parents understand. Clarke forces us to ask, if every problem is solved for us, what do we become? Are we still human without struggle, without mystery? That's the genius of it. He never says humanity is doomed. He simply shows that we may be destined to become something unrecognizable. The tone is philosophical, almost elegiac, like watching the sun set on our species, and it's breathtaking in how quietly it does that. Let's talk about the Overlords. On paper, they're the most benevolent conquerors in fiction. No violence, no greed, just guidance. Corellan, their supervisor, becomes almost paternal, intelligent, patient, and genuinely fond of humanity. But they also control us, not with a force, but by removing the need for resistance. It's domination via progress and the long game. They're not interested in us per se. They're interested in our children. Clarke's portrayal of the Overlords is masterfully ambiguous. They are not evil. They might even be good, but they're also chilling. And when their true form is revealed, I won't spoil it here, it hits like a myth buried in your subconscious. You suddenly realize Clarke isn't just telling a sci-fi story. He's rewriting a primal fear we forgot we had. At its core, Childhood's End is a story about evolution, not Darwinian, metaphysical. Clarke is less concerned with tech and more with transcendence. The idea that humanity isn't an endpoint, but a stepping stone to something else. And that something else is not individual, it's collective. The children of Earth begin to merge into a shared consciousness. Think about that. The future of our species might be the end of individuality. There's also a deep sadness to it, because while our children ascend, we, the adults, are left behind, too limited, too tied to identity, to ego, to flesh. Even the Overlords, advanced though they are, cannot follow. They are the shepherds, but they don't share in the transformation. In that way, they're as tragic as we are. Clarke isn't celebrating humanity's extinction. He's mourning it, while still recognizing its necessity. Okay, spoilers ahead. The final scenes of Childhood's End are some of the most haunting in science fiction. Humanity's children have become something else, incorporeal, telepathic, part of a greater cosmic consciousness. And Earth is dead, empty, watched only by the Overlords, who can observe, but never join. One man remains, the last human, simply to witness the end. He looks to the stars as the new life form leaves our system forever. It's not apocalyptic, it's not violent, it's peaceful. But in that peace is a deep sense of grief. The child is gone, the species is over, and what comes next may be magnificent, but it is not us, and that perhaps is the most terrifying idea of all. Childhood's End isn't for everyone. It's slow, cerebral, unapologetically philosophical. But if you want sci-fi that lingers, that asks big questions and refuses to give you comforting answers, this is it. It's not just one of Clarke's best, it's one of the defining novels of science fiction. A masterpiece, 5 out of 5, no question. And in today's world, where AI and transhumanism are accelerating, this 1953 novel feels disturbingly prophetic. So, what do you think? Is Childhood's End a story of hope or a quiet cosmic tragedy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. And if you're into sci-fi that asks the big questions, hit like, subscribe, and maybe ring the bell. Until next time, keep looking up, but maybe don't trust the quiet ones in orbit.